And you're saying without this, you can't have this focus without a why, clearly defined why.
Because once I realized that I wanted to start a DJ business.
This is what I was going to ask. I wanted a little honey badger moment here.
As stupid as...
What is your first big why? What was your first game changer why?
First big deal, I was sitting in class, I remember at college, and I was going, I'll never forget it. I was sitting there listening to a teacher talk, and he was going, now chiaroscuro, and I'm like, what? And he's talking about, it's called chiaroscuro. We can put the word up on the screen here. We'll put the actual words, I'm mispronouncing it, but it's how you shade a sphere. He's going on, and he's talking about, well, the sun, see what happens is the sun actually will hit an object right here, and when it hits an object right here, the sun's rays will come in, and then it'll have all the light here, and then it'll be like really, really dark over here.
I think we got it.
No, and he'll get into it. He'll get in. He's talking, and he's going, the sun's rays, they're going to hit, they're going to be here, and he's talking, and I'm going, are we done? And he's like, well, this word is chiaroscuro, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? And what you want to do is you want to shade and you want to work.
What are you talking about?
And he's just making love to this drawing, and I'm going, if I have to sit in another graphic design class to talk to this navel gazer, I'm going to go crazy.
Navel gazer?
That's where you go. Anyway, so
you don't want to learn from navel gazers.
No, because they're just...
Good gosh. That is...
So anyway, I pulled the professor aside and I pulled him aside for class respectfully. I said, how much money do you make?
You just asked him that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's like, well, I don't really think it's much of your business. And I said, well, I do want to know. You're my professor. If I stay on this path, how much will I make? And he said, well, I make like $40,000 a year. And I'm like, I got to quit, like right now. I'm dropping out right now. Mm-hmm. If you went to school for 6 years and acquired $100,000 of student loans to learn how to be a teacher,
right,
to teach other kids on how to make $40,000 a year, I am out. I am done.
So what was your big why?
I just realized I got to find a way. There's a book called The $100,000 Club.
$100,000 Club.
Yep, and I wanted to get to 100,000. I thought, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Then I started adding, I would love to hire my dad. Mm-hmm. Then I said, I want to build $1 million business, company valued over $1 million before I'm 30.
Yeah.
Before I'm 30, I want to hire my dad and build that business. And I did both of those things. Boom, because I got focused and intense. But you know what? Well, everybody watching this, we can all do it. You can have huge success if you'll just dial in and figure out your why. That was my why, though.
So how is a why supposed to impact us? What's our action item then? If you're talking to a thriver, it's on the other side of the screen right now, and he's saying, one, I'm not quite sure how big my why is or if it's big enough. What do we do right now with this?
You've just got to write down a list of things that you care about deeply in the areas of faith, family, finances, fitness, and relationships. And just define what you want.
This is the action item.
Right now, write it down. What are your goals for your faith? What are your goals for your family? What are your goals for your finances? What are your goals for your fitness? Relationships, that's different from your family. I'm talking about your mastermind, your network. Mm-hmm. Who do you want to get in touch with? Who do you want to become friends with? Mm-hmm. It took me years to get in touch and get to be good friends with a lot of the Thrive mentors, but it's worth it.
That's huge. And I want to just take a second for anybody that, feels like we threw out this whole phrase, attitude and, the altitude of how you can fly. It's kind of the jargonization. So I want to just backpedal a little bit and dive into that phrase. But starting with a kind of a notable quotable. Winston Churchill says, attitude is the little thing that makes a big difference.
Sure.
So why does it matter? He says it makes a big difference that your why impacts your attitude.
Well, the way I would look at it, and I know this is like analogy upon analogy, but work with me.
Yeah.
If you go with the analogy that your goal is to be inspired,
okay,
to the point where you literally are on fire, where people go, man, you have a
literally on fire.
People say you have a pep in your step. I mean, I might say, like, you literally, I'm telling you this, you'll see people who are enthusiastic that look literally hot. Like they look like their skin, like I'm just telling you, they look like they're fully engaged. Like you'll see a public speaker who really cares, and he will sweat, he will profuse while speaking. Mm-hmm. I've seen graphic designers literally sweat while doing graphic design. I'm not kidding, because they're so into it. Their mind is engaged. Their blood's pumping.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing.
That's cool.
If you're going to get to that kind of inspiration level, you can't be wet. Okay? So if you look at positivity and negativity, the negative side over here, the negative side is kind of that you're kind of like drowning in this sarcasm and drifting and no goals and whatever.
You're saying without the why, it impacts your actual attitude right there.
I'm talking when you put your why, it literally takes, it's almost like you've got, like we'd mentioned, it's like you've got that magnifying glass, and it's almost like it intensifies everything, and you start to get yourself to a point where it literally starts to heat up. But I'm not even kidding. I've seen public speakers who sweat while speaking. They're not doing anything physically exerting. It's not because of the lights. I've seen people who are profusely sweating while playing the guitar.
Right.
I've seen artists. I've seen business owners who are, they just get intense, and you can see it. Yeah.